And let's start going to the whiteboard. Comparative and superlatives. So, to create a comparative, we have some rules. The general rule is add ER to the adjective. And what is a comparative? A comparative is when I have a comparison between two objects, two people, two places, etc. Let's imagine that I have this square, okay? And I have this square. My comparative will take an adjective like big and small. And to build a comparative, we need to add ER to the adjective. So small, smaller. Big, in the case of big, I duplicate the last consonant and I add the ER, bigger. And basically, what that means is in English, they don't say more big, más grande. No, they use comparatives. They don't say más pequeño. They say smaller. So, observe the two squares, the orange and the green. Try to build a sentence with big and small. Give me one example. Jesús.
¿Cómo se dice cuadro? ¿Cuadro?
Square.
Square, yes. The orange square is bigger than the green square.
Very good. The orange square is bigger than, we always use the connector than with comparatives, the green square. We can we have other sentence with small and smaller? Eliezer?
The green square is smaller than orange square.
So for the other side, we say the green square is smaller than the orange square. So in English, we don't say more bigger, more smaller. No, that's incorrect. We use comparatives. We use comparatives. And for the other side, we have the superlatives. Superlatives. The original rule for the superlatives is add est to the adjective. For example, big. In the case of big, I duplicate the last consonant, the biggest. Small, the smallest. Basically, what that means in Spanish is with the superlatives, I compare one object to the rest of the group of objects. For example, again, I will have an orange square. I will add a green square and I will add a blue square. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to compare one object to the rest of the objects here, which is the orange one. I will compare it to the green and the blue one. So the sentence will say, the orange square is the biggest of the group. Is the biggest. What means the biggest? The biggest of the group. Now, what about a small? Give me the sentence, class, with a small.
Teacher, the the blue square is the smallest of the group.
The blue square is the smallest of the group. So I am comparing the blue square with the green one and with the orange one. I am comparing one against the group. And this object I'm comparing is superior. Is superior, has a better level, the highest level in the group. Can we take a screenshot of this and share it in the group, please?
Teacher, we just can use this comparative and superlative with nouns or two with subjects.
We use it with nouns, but what happens is that sometimes the noun is the subject. For example, Alan, Jesus, Anthony, Kevin, that's a proper noun.
Mhm.
But what you mean is we use it with adjectives. Yes, we can only compare with adjectives. We can't build a comparative, a superlative with a verb or with a noun. However, the superlative and comparative compares the subject and the noun.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. So knowing that, this was only a review of what is a comparative and superlative, we will study their rules. So let's start with some vocabulary. First rule. I have adjectives of one syllable. Adjectives of one syllable. Like poor. Poorer, the poorest. Proud, prouder, the proudest, etc. Okay, so can you help me to read the comparative and superlatives of one syllable, please, Eduardo? The 5 of them, please.
Yes. Poorer, the poorest. Prouder, the proudest.
Prouder, the proudest.
Prouder, the proudest. Shorter, the shortest. Faster, the fastest. Older, the oldest.
Very good. So the first rule says, class, the first rule says, if I have an adjective of one syllable, I only add ER for comparatives and EST to the superlatives. That's the rule. Other example, of course, old. Older. Oldest. I only add the EST and the ER to the verb. First rule. Is that clear? Second rule for comparative and superlatives.
Sorry, but I don't understand.
Why you don't, what do you want? ¿Qué no entiende?
When you write older and oldest, I understand that it's necessary to addition EST. Yes, but why is this important?
Why is that important?
Why is important and how can identify this rule?
Because the adjective has one syllable, old. And when a word has one syllable, it is only one sound. Old, only one. For example, intelligent. Is that one syllable? No. Intelligent. Intelligent. This is 3 syllables. Intelligent, 4 syllables. So how to identify it? Because they have 1 syllable. 1 syllable. What I'm saying here exactly is older, the oldest, superlative, comparative. Why is important to make comparisons? So this is the easiest rule. The basic rule, 1 syllable. You add ER and EST to the verb. Then we have the second rule. 1 syllable ending with E. Again, the adjective has only 1 syllable. But on this case, the rule says that if it ends with the letter E or with the vowel E, like wise. What means wise? The only thing I need to do for the comparative is add the R. And for the superlative, if it ends with E, I only add the ST. This is the second rule. For example, wide, wider. Fine, finer, finest. Large. What is the comparative of large, class? Larger. Larger. I only add the E. What about the superlative?
Largest.
Yes. That's the rule. Is that clear?
Teacher, ahorita que puede volver a subir un poquito, solo para tomar una foto de lo de arriba. Por
Yes,
favor.
of course. Yes, of course. Absolutely. And this document is in the platform. I will send you the link. So if you want to have it and download it, it's in the platform. The link is in the Zoom chat. You can download it if you want. Okay, so now we will learn another rule to build comparative and superlatives. Rule 3, the sandwich. Why we call it the sandwich? Because I have a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant. A consonant, a vowel, and a consonant. It's like a sandwich, you see? Consonant, vowel, consonant. The rule says that if we have a sandwich, we duplicate the last consonant. Hot, hotter. Big, bigger. Fat, father. Superlative, hottest. What is the superlative of big, class?
Biggest.
Biggest. What about fat?
Fattest.
Fattest. And again, my adjective is of one syllable. One syllable. One syllable. Is that clear? Then we have another rule. The next rule says that I have adjectives ending with Y, like pretty, what is the letter Y? This is the letter Y. Crazy, ugly. So the rule says add I-E-R to the adjective and remove the last letter, Y. Y, that's the name of this letter, Y. So I said pretty, prettier, and the prettiest. What about crazy, class?
Crazier.
And superlative?
Yes, sir. Craziest.
Craziest. Okay, for the ugly, write it in the chat. Comparative and superlative. Write it in the chat. Ugly, comparative and superlative. Write it in the chat. Very good. What is the answer, Michael?
Uglier, ugliest.
Very good. That's the rule number 4. Is that clear? My question to you is, how many syllables this adjective have? How many syllables does this adjective have?
2.
2 syllables. 2 syllables, not 1. Pretty, crazy. Syllables are more than 2 sounds.
Entendí, have.
No. All right. So next rule. Next rule says that when I have an adjective of more than 2 syllables, I will add the phrase more for comparative, and I need to add the most in the superlative. Let's count the syllables. Beautiful. How many syllables we have? 3.
Here,
Expensive. How many we have? Again, 3.
3 syllables.
So in this case, we will use the connector more and the most. Questions?
Teacher,
Teacher
this
and
rule,
handsome.
I'm
Handsome.
sorry.
Thank you. Handsome, it's special because handsome has more than 2 syllables. Handsome. The M counts as a sound, but is at the same time irregular because you can say handsomer, handsomest.
Teacher, so in this rule, we need to addition the only.
Most and more. In this
We
rule,
need
we
to
add
change
most and more.
more for the most.
More
Okay.
and the most, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So the last rule has no rule because it's for irregulars. Irregulars never follow the rules. They have their own rules. For example, good, better, the best. Bad, worse, the worst. Far, farther, the farthest. Or far, further, the furthest. Both are correct. Let's go to the whiteboard. How to build a sentence with comparatives and superlatives.
Teacher, ¿puede volver un momentito a la página anterior?
Yes, one moment. Comparative and superlatives. Now we will go to apply them in a regular conversation or in a regular action in life.
Teacher, how do you repeat the second rule?
The second rule here. This one. This one says that we have an adjective with 1 syllable. Like wise, wider, wide, sorry, wide, fine. But what happened is that this adjective ends with the letter E. E. And what the rule tells us is that we simply need to add the R to build a comparative. Wiser. And add the ST to build the superlative. Wisest. That's what the rule says. Okay. Let's go to the whiteboard. To build a sentence with comparative and superlatives, we need to add some articles. Let's build one with a comparative. Comparative, the pants are. Don't forget the verb to be with plural. The pants are shorter. And my connector or article is than. Then. The pants are shorter than my legs. Now let's write a superlative. These are the shortest. I add my article the. These are the shortest pants in the store. These are the shortest pants in the store. Where are my articles? Here. Then, that means, ¿qué? But no que de pregunta, es que de comparación. Más lindo que tú, más feo que tú, más brillante que el sol, etc. And, of course, I have right here the shortest. These are the shortest pants. That is like los on this case. Is that clear? Let's practice. Please write a sentence with comparative and superlative for the adjective fast. In the chat, please. One with comparative, one with superlative. Hmm? Remember that I said with fast, with the adjective fast. With the adjective fast. So, Steven, can you read your sentences, please?
Yep. You are no. Yeah. You are the fastest than us when talk about of it.
When talk about.
When talk about of it.
Mhm.
Of it.
Okay.
Comer. Oh.
Talk about of it. Eat. When talking about it.
Okay. And is you are the fastest.
You are the fastest. Okay. When you use comparatives, we don't use, when you use superlatives, we don't use than. You are the fastest of us. Eres el más rápido de nosotros. No que nosotros. Eres el más rápido que nosotros. No se escucha bien. Eres el más rápido de nosotros. Es lo correcto. But if you will use comparative, you can say you are faster than us. We're talking about eat. That's how it works. Thank you. Valerie, read yours, please.
Okay, here. My car is faster than your car. It's correct.
My car is faster than your car. Yes.
And the second is, this is the songest in my class.
What means songest?
I want to say son, como sonadas, son, no sé, como es la canción.
Lo más sonado.
Ajá. No sé, creo que eso está mal, la verdad. Está mal estructurada.
So remember that I said to use the verb, the adjective fast.
Ah, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, I forget.
Por ejemplo, cuando uno no se va con la gente del convenio, sino en Canaán, eso le pasa. So, let me see. Because it's a good sentence, though. So if you want to say, you can use the hits of the 2022. And what happened here is that in Spanish, for us, we use the phrase according to the way that we live, for example, or culture. Lo más sonado del 2022, señoras y señores, es, ¿cómo se llama este vaquero? El que canta, el que está todo tatuado a la cara.
Cristian Nodal.
Nodal, lo más sonado, Cristian Nodal. But in English is the hits of the 2022 are blah, 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 Cristian Nodal, blah, blah, blah. So, esto se transforma en esto y es lo que quiero que entiendan en inglés, que ustedes a veces quieren transformar, quieren hablar, por ejemplo, como yo hablo en Guatemala, quiero decirle puchica mucha a un gringo. No se puede. Quiero decirle a un gringo en lugar, quiero ir a comer, quiero ir a hartar, quiero llenarme la panza y eso no se puede decir. En México, quiero decirle a un gringo, ándale, está re chido eso. No manches. No manches en inglés no existe. Don't spot.
Sí, teacher, sí existe.
Don't spot es lo que se diría como manchar en inglés. Pero puede existir una frase que diga que sea el mismo significado que no manches. ¿Cuál sería esa, Kevin?
Cheto.
¿Cómo?
Cheto.
Cheto
Es
en
que,
inglés.
sí, porque una vez yo le pregunté a unos misioneros gringos, les dije, oigan, ¿cómo traducirían chido? ¿O cómo
No, no
expresarían chido?
manches, dije. No manches.
No, y me dijeron, chido en inglés es cheto. Pues eso me dijeron, quién sabe.
Querían chetos.
No manches.
Claro.
No,
No, yo
ok,
estaba
ponga cuidado a la
diciendo
clase, ¿sí? No pone cuidado a la clase.
Yo estaba diciendo la frase no manches en inglés, pues no tiene una traducción. ¿Qué otra frase? En República Dominicana, ¿sí?
Parce.
Si yo digo ¿qué lo que? A un gringo, what of what? El gringo es como, ¿eh? Oh, but you can say, hey, what's up? What's
No
cracking?
way.
Right?
Dicho también la frase, ¿cómo se dice esto? Dame banda, tampoco existe en inglés, ¿verdad?
¿Cómo le voy a decir a un gringo, bachatea a mi mamá? I can't say that to a gringo, right? It's like, but what, huh? Right? ¿Qué otra frase así en Colombia? Parcero. Hey, parcer, what's up, parcer? No, you can say, hey, buddy.
No hay que dar papaya.
No hay que dar papaya. You don't need to give papaya. What's papaya is papaya, I think, in the same, right? Papaya, yeah. Don't give papaya. What's that, right? ¿No? Entonces, es como que quiero que apliquen ustedes, ¿verdad? No traduzcan su español porque a veces me preguntan, teacher, ¿cómo se dice pues que yo quiero conseguir una jevita para mí? Pues, I don't know. O sea, cambien la palabra por una palabra de un inglés que estamos aprendiendo. Ese es mi consejo. That's my tip for you. Okay. Cheto. ¿Qué cheto? What kind of missionaries you have in your work, Cuban?
Cheto se utiliza en Argentina. Cheto es como algo chido,
Cheto es como alguien que tiene dinero en Argentina, ¿no?
que tiene
Cheto es para
dinero.
comer.
Y también así, cheto de comida también.
So that's how it works. Okay. Any other question for comparative and superlative, guys? Comparative and superlative.
Teacher, I
No, I can't hear you, Nicole.
I can help me now.
Yes, I
Do
can.
it, man. Perfect. Is this another form for use comparative is not done? Como otra forma que no sea dan para hacer algo comparativo. Como, que no sé, el jam.
Not using than, another phrase.
Sí.
Well, and it comes to my mind. It comes to my mind, for example, when you say like Carol G is prettier. So let's imagine that we are in a conversation. And who is prettier? Who is prettier? Carol G or Becky G? So you answer, Carol G is prettier. Or you can answer, Carol G is the prettiest.
Bueno, es que había escuchado como que se podía utilizar, por ejemplo, Carol G is, por ejemplo, prettier hasta y luego lo ponían otra cosa. Entonces quería saber si eso era como comparativo o algo así. O le agregan como hasta, como as, a.
Is prettier until what?
Es prettier, o sea, le pueden poner normal, pero le ponen as, a, s, y luego le ponen lo otro al lado.
Oh, comparison as, adjective as. Yes, that's our next topic. But first, comparative and superlative. Yeah, I know what you mean. So forget about this. Okay. So exercise individual. Let's start with comparatives. Oh, Carol G. For me, Carol G. Carol G is my crush.